Live pictures coming in from Madhya Pradesh. These are 12 cheetahs. Look at that. The first images of the 12 cheetahs from South Africa released into quarantine enclosures at the Kuno National Park. The first video. Hours after 12 cheetahs were brought. These are the cheetahs that were brought to Madhya Pradesh from South Africa on Saturday. Now, they landed this morning. They were released into quarantine enclosures at the Kuno National Park in Shiopur district of Madhya Pradesh. This is the first video that's come in of the cheetahs there in their habitat, in what will be their habitat now. The Indian Air Force plane, in fact, the Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Union Minister for Environment and Forest Bhupendra Yadav released these cheetahs into the quarantine after they were transported to the Kuno National Park from Gwalior this afternoon. And those are the first images. The cheetahs getting a sense of their new home in Madhya Pradesh. An Indian Air Force plane brought them in wooden boxes from South Africa. They arrived at Gwalior Airport around 10 a.m. this morning, and from there they were flown to the Kuno National Park in Indian Air Force helicopters. They're back in their habitat, and these cheetahs, 7 males, 5 females, comprise the second set of the cheetahs coming to the state, with the first group of 8 that came in from Namibia that have been released into the Kuno National Park on the 17th of September last year at a function attended by the Prime Minister Modi. And these cheetahs from South Africa have now been quarantined, is what the Kuno forest officer has confirmed to Republic TV. And these animals had embarked on a journey to their new home thousands of miles away aboard an Indian Air Force aircraft from the OR Tambo International Airport in Gauteng in South Africa. That's where they took off from shortly just before midnight, and they've landed now. This is a project participant, that is Gauteng is a project participant, an expert, and the international project, the intercontinental translocation of these fastest land animals, the cheetahs, first from Namibia and now from South Africa, is part of the government's ambitious cheetah reintroduction program. The country's last cheetah, that is India's last cheetah, died in Korea district of present-day Chhattisgarh in 1947, and the species was declared extinct in 1952. So they're coming back to India after all these years, nearly 70 years, and after 7 decades, the cheetahs are back in India. And these are the first pictures of the additional cheetahs that have been released into their habitat. Of course, they're getting used. It's going to take some time for them to get used to their new habitat. 12 of them. This is a video of the cheetahs getting into the new habitat. These ones have arrived from South Africa, and they've now been released into the quarantine enclosure. They will remain inside the quarantine enclosures for some time now at the Kuno National Park, and then will be released into the wild. Staying with these pictures, as we tell you more about the arrival of these cheetahs in the Kuno National Park, and they arrived. In fact, Indian Air Force helicopters carried these 12 cheetahs from South Africa, which landed in Madhya Pradesh's Shiopur district, and they were flown into Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh from South Africa in an Indian Air Force plane. They landed this morning, and then they were taken straight to the Kuno National Park with the help of the Indian Air Force. The choppers carrying them arrived this afternoon